Welcome back to our SketchUp Pro tutorial series. We are still looking at our Harley Blueprint Plan Set 9 project. In our previous video, we finished up the first two of our windows, and we created this 4x3 framed windows for the bedroom. And now we also have the overall shape that we're going to use for the Follow Me tool in all the other windows that we're going to quickly throw in there today. So we have our little shape, and this is the shape that you can pretty much create how you want to. I basically use, this is a 1/2 inch by 3.5 inch piece of wood that we can come in there, and we could use the arc tool, line tool to kind of create whatever design you wanted to that would mimic how it would look if we bought trim from Lowe's or Home Depot or anywhere else. So I want to take this shape, drag it from by corner, and bring it over here. I'm then going to right click, and I'm going to make this a component. That way it's a lot easier for me to rotate this around. So rotate it around, and I'm going to place it here on my wall, if I can get it working. There you go. Again, we want this to be up off of the piece there. I'm going to drag this over out of the way. Just make sure I don't bother or don't kind of mess with it. I also want to, I'm going to go ahead and explode this. Want to draw in our lines, so I'm going to draw in a rectangle, click on the center, delete it. I can turn off my walls. I'm going to hold down Shift, click on all of the outside edges of my rectangle, click on the Follow Me tool, zoom in, and click on the shape of our window profile. This is the back side of that shape, so use the selection tool, triple click on it, right click, reverse face, and now we have our window. Next, let's go ahead and we'll put in our next one, make a copy of this one, place it there. Again, going to be right click, going to explode it. Draw in our rectangle. Going to hide my walls, make this a little easier to see. Follow Me tool. We bring back our walls. We can bring up the X-ray mode. Click on the Move tool. Again, you're going to move it from this point right here. First, we need to triple click on it, right click, make this a component. So living room window, create, select our Move tool, move it from this piece right here, hit Control, drag it over, and put it in that corner. So we have those three windows. Triple click on this one, right click, make this a component. This is going to be office window. Let's bring our shape over here. So we have our little closet window. Right click, explode this one. Draw in our lines. Hold down Shift, click on all of the lines. Follow me tool, again it will disappear, that is perfectly fine. Click on it, and there we go. Triple click on it, right click, make this component. This is going to be closet window. Bring back our walls. You have these right here. These are going to be the same way this right here. So you can finish up these on your own. One thing that I'd want to do with these is I want to modify these two. So we're going to right click and go to edit component. The first thing that I want to do is take my tape measure, go from here, go along the green axis, and I'm going to type in 3.5. I'm then going to go from this point over here, make sure it goes along the red axis. Go 3.5 inches or 3.5 inches. We're going to do the same thing on this side. So should be 3.5. Make sure it goes along red axis, 3.5. There we go. Take your rectangle tool and let's draw in our rectangle. Right click, erase that. Underneath, I want to pull this down, 0.75. For this piece, I want to take my Protractor tool, click on at the center piece right here. That sets the protractor. We want to create the 0 point, which is right here. Draw down, type in 45 degrees. Take your line tool, connect the dots. Take your push-pull tool and pull this down to where it's flush with the back wall, and that will get rid of it. We're going to do the same thing for this other side. Protractor tool, set it along going where it's rotating around the green axis. Set our 0, type in 45 degrees. Draw our line. Push-pull tool, push this down. I'm holding down my mouse, hovering over the wall. That lines that face with the wall face, which makes it disappear. Right click, we can close components. can also get rid of this line as well. We could also come in here and do an arc. So take your arc tool. We'll actually take our tape measure, go 1 inch from one side, 1 inch on the other. Take your arc tool and draw in an arc like this. Take the push-pull tool, or select that piece, push-pull tool, and we can push this all the way down. You can do the same thing on this side. So tape measure, 1, enter. Take your arc tool, draw it to where it says tangent to edge, click, and that rounds off those corners. That line will show up. You can't really erase it, or else it's going to erase that face. We can get rid of it by, if we look down here under our eraser tool, it says Shift equals hide, Control equals soften or smooth. If we hold down Control, it will soften that out, which is kind of what we want since it is going to be rounded there. Right click, close component, and because this was components with each other, they line up. Or this is going to match this one. Remember, for the actual window part, we can take and edit this component. We're going to go in 1.5, 0.25. Draw in the rectangle. Push pull, and we're going to pull this all the way up. Again, for moving all this around, I'm simply using the middle scroll wheel in order to bring up the rotate tool, and holding down the middle scroll wheel plus the shift key brings up the pan. So orbit around, set this down. At this point, you can have it where it's one big pane. You can do what we did with the others and create individual panes. You can do that various different ways. You can, the way that I like to do it is the way we did in the previous episode, which we draw a line in, select that line, take your move tool and hit Control, drag it all the way over to the right, hit the / and then however many we want. So if we want there to be 4, and that looks pretty good, we can do the same thing for the other side as well. Set that / do 5. Oh, it didn't. Copy it, bring it down, / 5, enter. If I think that's too much, I can do / 4. As long as I don't click anything, I can continue to do however many I want with these. So let's do / 4, draw in our lines, making sure that, again, they're going along the red or green axis. If you misclick, just hit escape. that. Use our offset 0.25. Once we do one, just double click on all the rest. If you mess up, that's perfectly fine. Do Control Z. We will have to reset it, so go 0.25. There we go. Take our eraser tool and we can erase the center points. One of the fastest things that you can really do to speed up your process with SketchUp is these keyboard shortcuts, especially with the mouse. Take your push-pull tool. We're simply just going to pull this out 0.25, just a little bit. Hit Control. At this point, it is ½ an inch. So we're going to go 0.75. Make sure on this side we need to just right click first face. Another thing that you can do is to make everything have our lines, we can triple click on it, right click. We can go to intersect faces with selection. And that's going to add in those lines. And again, with our paint bucket tool, have our translucent glass. Come in here and we can paint all of our window panes. Once you go to the other side, we will see through it. Right click, close component, and again, because these are components, when we do one, we do the other. At this point, use this rest, finish up these last two windows. You can do the actual window frames, or you can simply just come in here and edit component and just draw in one big window for the rest of these. So we can come in here, I already had those two in there, draw in one big window really quickly, pull it up, and paint on each side of it in order to bring up the glass. So you can do that with all of the others, and in our next video we'll start working on the doors. Make sure you save your project and stay tuned for more videos in this project and in this project series.